How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Liban. It's finally time. The PlayStation 5 Pro is real. We got a presentation drop today from PlayStation themselves, about 9 minutes long. It's hosted by Mark Cerny and goes over the PlayStation 5 Pro. It's a technical presentation. The only thing I have been spoiled from this is the price of the PlayStation 5 Pro, which I won't mention yet, as it will probably show up towards the end, as they normally do with these things. And I want you guys who may be watching it for the first time with me to maybe be a little bit, it'll be interesting to see how you guys kind of react to it too. So let's check out the presentation. Let's see what Mark Cerny is saying. Let's go.
Hi, I'm Mark Cerny. I'm excited to be here
Hi.
to talk about the newest addition to our console lineup, PlayStation 5 Pro, and how it advances gaming technology.
He literally just said, yeah.
First, I want to take just
PlayStation
a minute
5 Pro,
to
bro.
look at what we put in the original PlayStation 5 and how it delivers an exceptional gaming experience.
That's the Slim, right? Yeah.
When PS5 debuted in 2020,
Oh, he's getting right into it.
to the table. 8 Zen 2 CPU cores form the brains of PlayStation 5 and enable high-speed complex gameplay, with character counts reaching into the hundreds.
Dynasty?
And
Warriors?
frame rates that can be as high as 120 frames a second.
Borderlands?
PS5
I'm not sure.
has a powerful RDNA 2
This is from that Unreal Engine 5 demonstration, right? Ghost of Tsushima.
Panoramas to explore. Ray tracing allows for dramatic
Star
visual
Wars Jedi
improvements, including reflections
Survivor,
off of water
I
or
believe.
glass,
Wow, okay.
and the realism that comes from real-time global illumination. A custom SSD can load data at breathtaking speed, resulting in ultra-fast transitions between game worlds and data streaming rates so high that traversal speeds are essentially unlimited.
You okay? I'm working on it.
Tempest 3D audio tech brings an unparalleled sense of immersion to the sound of the games.
I still have
With
not
audio
played
so
Demon
real,
Souls
you may not even
or
need to see
Returnal.
the
Don't come
enemies
after me, please.
to know exactly where they are. Finally, the DualSense controller has haptics that let you feel through your hands what your character is experiencing inside of the game.
We're just getting a history lesson right now.
It's wonderful to see such variety and richness of game experiences. Creators have made amazing use of the hardware capabilities, but when I talk to them, I do hear about their desire for more graphics performance. The dreams of the developers are bigger than can be supported at 60 frames per second, and that leads to an aspect of modern gaming that we're all familiar with: graphics modes.
Graphics mode,
It can be a
right.
difficult choice for players.
I mean, it's not
Fidelity
difficult.
modes emphasize the visuals, typically
Performance,
through higher
all the way.
resolution rendering.
Is it really a
These
difficult
modes
choice?
might also
Performance.
have enhanced detail or use more ray tracing. But the games only run at 30 frames per second. The visuals can be choppier and the controls less responsive. Performance modes emphasize frame rate and interactivity, typically choosing to run at 60 frames per second, mainly by reducing the graphical detail until those frame rates can be achieved. When asked to decide on a mode, players are choosing performance about 3/4 of the time. Removing that decision, or at least narrowing that divide, is one of the key targets for PlayStation 5 Pro. We want to give players the graphics that the game creators aspire to, at the high frame rates that players typically prefer.
Ah,
To do that,
so you want
PS5 Pro substantially
clean
improves over
4K 60.
PlayStation 5 in 3 ways. Here's what we call the Big 3.
The
First,
big
we
three.
made the GPU much larger and increased the speed of the memory it uses. The result is rendering that's up to 45% faster.
Big three.
Second,
Big
we made
me.
major upgrades to the ray tracing, taking a streamlined and accelerated approach that allows calculation of the rays at double or even triple the speeds of PlayStation 5. And finally, we added custom hardware for machine learning and an AI library called PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, or PSSR for short. PSSR analyzes the game images pixel by pixel and can add an extraordinary amount of detail, which boosts the
AI-driven
effective resolution
upscaling.
of the games.
Will they use
Game
this on
creators are adding PS5 Pro support to new and
old
existing
games too?
titles. And with the Big 3 involved, the results can be pretty amazing.
The Big
with
3.
graphics showing something like fidelity levels of detail, but at double the frame rate. Here's The Last of Us Part 2 running on PS5 Pro. It has huge amounts of detail and targets a super smooth 60 frames per second. Let's compare this to the fidelity mode on PS5, which is only running at 30 frames per second and is therefore much choppier.
It's actually really jarring when you
This
put them
goal
side
of
by side.
delivering almost fidelity-like graphics at performance frame rates has been achieved for a broad set of titles, including Marvel's Spider-Man 2 and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. We can see that PS5 Pro is close to doubling the power of PlayStation 5. Another way to compare the two consoles is to look at PS5 Pro versus Performance mode on PS5, both of which target 60 frames per second. What we see here is a difference in detail. PS5 Pro is much sharper and crisper than PS5. For this, my favorite is the parade scene from Ratchet & Clank. Distant details are much clearer.
Yeah, it is sharper,
Here,
yeah,
we can
for
see
sure.
Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is noticeably higher resolution throughout the scene, including the trees and procedural cars. So overall, some remarkable improvement to the games. On PS5 Pro, we can see increased sharpness to the graphics or smoother and more responsive gameplay. This is the big three showing their value. As you've been seeing, machine learning via the PSSR library is being used quite broadly to add pixel detail and boost frame rate. But there are as many approaches as there are game engines. The increase in raw GPU power is being especially effective for Horizon Forbidden West. Apart from the detail boost, that extra graphics power is allowing for improvements to lighting and visual effects.
What a beautiful game, man. What a beautiful damn
as well
game.
as to the hair and the skin in cinematics.
Open up, guys. Jorv's orders.
Good enough for me.
Ray tracing is finding broad usage as well, particularly when the games are focused on higher frame rates. The faster hardware in PS5 Pro can make a real difference. Allowing Gran Turismo 7 to add ray-traced reflections between the cars in gameplay, while continuing to support their targeted 60 frames per second. That boost in ray tracing is also delivering big wins for Hogwarts Legacy, allowing not only for better reflections and a greater variety of reflective surfaces, but also for further realism in the casting of shadows. I hope you've enjoyed this run-through of the technology behind PlayStation 5 Pro. Simply put, it's the most powerful console we've ever built.
Sometimes I
and
don't know
a
if
worthy
Mark
addition
Cerny is
to
even a real
PS5
person.
family. Let me
You
wrap
know what I'm
this
saying?
up by giving you a quick look at a number of games running on the new console.
Oh god. I think the look of this got leaked today, innit? Yeah, it's got the fans on the side as well as the top. I think it's the fans on the side anyway.
Don't let me hang it.
Oh, FF7, yeah. Horizon.
Close your eyes. It'll be worth it.
Okay.
Demon Souls, I'll get to you eventually.
Did I do it? What is this? What's with all the neon?
There's your prices. This is the part. Oh, this is the bit that I was like, oh my gosh. There you have it. The PS5 Pro has been officially unveiled by Mark Cerny in this presentation. So he started off with a little history of the PlayStation 5 itself, what they wanted to do with it, the challenges developers faced, having to then come up with the graphics and fidelity modes, and their goal of essentially trying to remove that limitation and produce the best visually and the best frame rate wise for every single game. So they got the AI driven upscale, they got the larger GPU, and I forgot the last bit there that they said they required. So price wise, it is up there. It is very up there. I think that's the main thing a lot of people are going to be obviously focusing on. I'm focusing on that. For myself in particular, I'm here in the UK. That's £699 and 99 pence, £700 in total for essentially a PlayStation 5 Pro. It doesn't come with a vertical stand. It doesn't come with anything else other than what's boxed in. So you get the console and controller, and I'm assuming the wires too. That's a steep price, if I'm being dead honest. I remember tweeting about this earlier, saying that while I'm sure the PlayStation 5 Pro will have its advantages, you're still probably better off sticking with the base PS5. Like, there's no need. And if Sony were smart, they wouldn't, well, I would think they wouldn't try to produce these in large quantities. Smaller amounts on a case-by-case basis. And if more people want them, then they can always, you know, manufacture some more. But just like with the PlayStation 4 Pro, I think this would probably amount to a small percentage of the overall PlayStation 5 sales in general. Look, don't get me wrong, playing in 4K, a clean 4K 60 is ideal, you know, and not having to pick between the high graphics mode or the performance mode is ideal. But that price, I hope that's something they can work out, because that's going to stop a lot of people from actually going to pick it up. But that was the PlayStation 5 Pro technical presentation hosted by Mark Cerny. Let me know what you guys thought. Will you be looking to pick this up November 7th? Will you be looking to stay with your base PS5? Let me know down in the comments below. Please, of course, click like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. You will be getting more game trailer reactions such as these, game previews, game reviews, TV show reactions, anime reactions. There's content on the channel almost every day, so do go down below, hit subscribe. Thank you so much in advance. For more videos like this, I know you are going to like, check out this next one here, and I'll catch you there shortly. Peace.